This is a decoration that I made, and it's by my front door. There's 4 of them, these butterflies. Last year, a robin made its nest up there and actually hatched 4 babies. I took pictures of them as they hatched, and they grew up, and I would come home from work, they'd all be hanging out on the edge of the nest. And of course, the day came when they started jumping, and they would land down here on the ground. And one day I came home and there was a bunch of birds out there by my fence fighting over something, and there was a crow that seemed to have something that it was trying to take off with. Well, I went over there to see what the big fuss was, and it was a baby robin. And apparently the baby robin came from up there. Pardon me while I get this video recording with the iPad down. It's my first video with the iPad that I won from Pigs and Guns. I am so excited. But back to the story. I rescued the robin. He was on the ground over there, and apparently he had been hopping when he landed on the ground down here, and he somehow got picked up by the crow, which was a bunch of them living across the street in those trees. They grabbed him, tried making off with him, but he put up such a stink that the crow dropped him. So then all these birds joined in and started screaming and yelling out there, like birds do. And I went running to see what the excitement was, and of course I found that baby robin. So what I did was I carried it way over there, and I put it in some brush, which you can't see right now because it's not grown entirely yet. But there she is looking at me right over there. That's the robin over there. I don't know if this camera's picking it up, but I have robins everywhere. There's another one right over there. One just landed over there on the fence. Oh, that might be her. Any case, these are my flowers. It smells good out here. Oh, I'll show you these ones too. How's that? Beauteous. So anyway, last year this bird came up here and started making a nest, and I thought it was hysterical. Why would a bird make a nest right next to a door? Plus, this is the window here where that's my computer is right in there, and they could see me. But yeah, she made her nest, hatched the babies. They all took off, and I said, well, that was a fluke. That must have been a real lazy robin that didn't find a way to build a nest in a tree. But as it turned out, she's back. Now, I can't say for sure it's the same robin. It could be one of the babies, but here we are, and there's another nest in the process of being made. Now, about a month ago, she started making a nest, and a windstorm came up and blew it all out on the ground. And I said, well, nature has a way of taking care of things. That's the end of that nest. Well, she came back for about a week, stared at me through the window, and she would put up a piece of grass and stare at me, and then she would put up a piece of grass and stare at me. And I thought, well, she's just pretending to build a nest. Well, not today. She's been up the crack of dawn, and she has really been working on this nest, and I would say by tomorrow it's going to be done. I actually did film one year. I had a robin out here in the mud, and it was the first time in my life that I realized that they fill up their beak with mud from mud puddles, and that's how they make their nests. I just never really gave it a thought. How do they do it? But I sat out in the backyard with a camera one day on a tripod, and I filmed them go into the mud puddles and filling up their mouth, and I swear that was a hummingbird that just flew by. Didn't mean to interrupt, but I just put out the hummingbird feeder, and that was a hummingbird that just flew by. How cool is that? And yeah, they start out their nest like that, and then what they do is they start spitting in the mouthfuls of mud, and then they jump around on it and wiggle on it until it starts to take that nice smooth shape they want it to be. And then they lay their eggs as soon as they're all done. So I would say she's gonna have this nest done probably in the next day or two. So let me go back inside. Oh, she's mad. She's trying to get back over here. Sometimes what she'll do is she'll sit up here on the edge of the roof and stare at me. So let me go back in the house and see if I can record her through the window, coming back with some more stuff for the nest. Now she's going to do the little dance on there and pack everything down. And off she goes to get more. What is that noise? It's like, and I have to look over and see that it's her doing it. Of course, now she's mad at me again because she sees me looking at her.